My dad let his new family treat me like trash for years, then showed up after my grandma died and demanded the house she left me. When I said no, he dragged me to court and tried to paint me as the manipulative one. He forgot one thing: my grandma saw everything, and she planned for him. My mom bailed when I was a baby. My dad was overseas, so his parents raised me at first. Then my grandpa died. My dad came home, and I thought maybe I was finally getting a parent. Instead, he married a woman with 4 kids and told me, "Now you'll have a real family." What he meant was I'd be trapped in a house where I was the extra. It started fast. At dinner, one of her sons told me, "Go cry to your real mom." Oh wait. At the wedding, her daughter said I shouldn't be in the pictures because I wasn't a real sibling. She shoved me. I hit my head. My dad saw it and just said, "Be tough, buddy." Every bruise was kids being kids. Every insult was, "You're too sensitive." I wasn't a son in that house. I was a target. By 9, weekends at my grandma's became the only time I could breathe. She noticed everything: the black eye, the sprained wrist, the way I flinched when someone raised their voice. One day she told my dad, "If you keep choosing them over your son, one day you won't have one." He laughed. So she said, "You're raising a house full of monsters." He cut her off after that. Then, after his stepson shoved me down the stairs, my grandma stormed in, called them wolves to their faces, and took me home for good. They changed the locks, sent my letters back unopened. My dad even tried to get me back years later and lost. After that, I stayed close to my grandma. Costco runs, cheap hot dogs, quiet Saturdays. She made me feel human. So when she died from a stroke, it wrecked me. Then came the will reading. My dad got $100. I got everything else: the house, the truck, the money, the stocks, and a note. "Give this to no one who made your life harder." A week later, my dad showed up with his wife and a lawyer. The lawyer opened a folder and said, "We're here to discuss a fair redistribution." I laughed in his face. My dad said he was her only child and she was bitter and confused. His wife said, "We all shared a life together. That woman used to forget my lunch while packing little boxes for her own kids." I told her, "You want the house, you want the money, don't act like you want me." Then my dad said, "You're letting a dead woman come between you and your real family." That did it. I looked him in the face and said, "You mean the monsters she warned me about?" "Yeah, I'm sticking with her." He went red. His wife did that fake crying thing with no tears. The lawyer threatened me with court. I told him I'd send him a fruit basket when the case got laughed out. Then came the smear campaign. Random relatives crawled out of nowhere. Facebook posts about greed. DMs calling me a freak. One stepsister made a crying video about being erased from her grandmother's legacy, which was rich because she used to tell me I should have been aborted. Then my dad actually sued. He claimed my grandma wasn't of sound mind and said I manipulated her into changing the will. Me, the kid he handed over to wolves. Court day felt like a bad joke. Their lawyer called me controlling, unstable, predatory. For a second, I thought the room was tilting their way. Then my grandma's lawyer stood up and started unloading receipts, her psych eval, her emails, her notes. Then he played a video she had recorded months before she died. The screen flickered. Then she looked into the camera. She held her tea with both hands. Then she said, "If you're watching this, my son is contesting my will." She took one breath. Then she said, "I left everything to my grandson because he's the only one who never made me regret loving him." Nobody moved. Then she added, "The rest of you are not family. You're a storm." The whole room went dead. When it was my turn, I kept it simple. I said, "I was your spare kid, your punching bag. Every time I needed help, you told me to toughen up while your family tore me apart. So no, I don't owe you this house. I don't owe you a damn thing." Then I looked at my dad and gave him the line he earned. "She was right. You raised monsters, and one of them was you." The judge ruled for me in under 10 minutes. Will stands. Court costs on them. Just like that, it was over. My dad disappeared. His wife went quiet. The videos vanished. And me, I stayed in the house. I started fixing my grandma's garden. The roses were half dead, but they're coming back. So am I. Maybe I inherited her spite. Fine. I also inherited her backbone, and that family never had a chance.